everybody, welcome to the first official episode of Can Cheap Compete. The idea for the series is this. I have a PSA rifle I acquired for just under $400. It was my first rifle, the first one I've been shooting and training with while I was getting into competitive shooting, and I'm going to track sort of its progress from a stock PSA rifle and its evolution into becoming my main competitive gun, because I will be taking it to every single local match and greater competition that I participate in, tracking the degradation of its parts, what I change and why, and also my evolution as a shooter as I progress and get better in competitive rifle. Now, I noticed in the first video I failed to go further than just the scope, the sling, the bipod, mostly the bipod issues, and some of the other issues that I was facing. And thank you to everyone who commented fixes and potential changes and upgrades to be made. I've cataloged all of those and we'll be looking at those in the future. But I've failed to really give an understanding of where the rifle stands today. And as of today, this rifle has about 2,000 rounds through the upper and lower receiver, respectively. And to help illustrate the wear and tear through those 2,000 rounds and our starting point, I picked up a test-long Borescope so I can actually show you how the barrel looks from start to finish. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the barrel is doing with the test-long Borescope. And already at the front of the muzzle device, we can see some carbon buildup. The little streaks of orange that you'll see down the channels of the rifling isn't rust, it's actually copper from the plating of the projectile as it goes down the barrel. Now, this upper has had 2,000 rounds fired through it, and it's had maybe one cleaning at about just over the 1,000 round mark. Outside of traces of some unburnt propellant, the rifling and the barrel seem to be in pretty good condition. So let's go ahead and run the bore snake all the way through and then back out. The only significant wear I saw on the lower was to the hammer itself. Other than that, everything was cleaned out pretty quickly with some CLP. I put some gloves on so I could look at the upper parts that actually see some wear, that being the bolt carrier group itself. On the bolt carrier, it seems to be in pretty good condition, but you can see the anodizing kind of come off on the places that rub directly against the upper. This, however, is not an issue and just wear and tear on the finish itself. Everything else seems to be in good working condition, aside from being a little dirty, so I will update y'all about another 1,000 to 2,000 rounds on how this one is doing. In an attempt to give you as much data as possible throughout the lifespan of this rifle in the series, I will also be keeping an ammo log of not only how much ammo we have expended through the rifle, but also what brands and weights that we are using. Currently, for most of its life, it's been running some Fiocchi range dynamics, because most of the time I'm just shooting paper anyways, and this is actually 55 grain. Talking to some of you in the comments, I've noticed that the BDC that I'm using for the Vortex Strike-Eagle 1-6 does recommend using a 60 grain bullet. So I will go about acquiring my new mainstay 60 grain, and I will be updating you guys when I re-zero and do a new accuracy and MOA grouping test for you guys. But that about does it for this topic. Today's video was more of a restarting point for this series, and you can expect to see more shooting and drills in the next videos upcoming, so please stick around.